Good people, you're back. And if you're not back, that means you didn't see part one. You need to go back and watch part one before you watch this one. What'd I say? What'd I say?
Bro, they heard you. They heard you the first time. Man.
Okay, so now we're just gonna take what we have learned in part one and we gotta add to it. Because like I told you before, it didn't stop there. This is the gospel concept lesson, which means that's just the foundation. Now it's really time to get into the whole concept. So in this first step, what we're going to do is take, you know how we did the eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the hi-hats with 2 hands, and we're gonna free up the hands a little bit. On your hi-hat, you can play eighth notes or you can play quarter notes, or you can squeeze in some 16th notes. It doesn't matter. It's not about I gotta play this the same way every single time, note for note, verbatim. If it was like that, it would be gospel exercise. We don't believe in all that here, gospel exercise. If you believe in that, you might not make it in. We believe in concept, meaning yes, there's a foundation of that eighth notes, 1 and 2 and, but sometimes you're gonna go you have the freedom, it's up to you, but it still needs to sound good. You don't want to overdo it and you don't want to underdo it. So here's just a quick example of me having a little fun on my hi-hat. I mean, I might play eighth notes every time, I might play quarter notes, I might squeeze in some 16th notes. And when I squeeze in those 16th notes, sometimes they might be single strokes. They might be doubles. It might even be a paradiddle. See, it's quiet in here. Some of y'all are like, well, I need to know exactly what to play. Hey, I got nothing for you. If you want to play digga-da-ga as doubles or as single strokes or as paradiddle, whatever. As a flam, it's up to you. This is how we do. So here's your example. Check it out. Okay, you ready for the second step? And the second step is we're just gonna add in an extra snare and an extra floor tom. As you should already know, this is 2 measures. So the snare normally comes in on the downbeat of 4 in the first measure, and then in the second measure, the floor tom comes in on the downbeat of 4. So all we're going to do is in the first measure, add a snare in on the end of 3, and in the second measure, add a floor tom in on the end of 3. And of course, your kick drum pattern, that stays the same. You know, kick on 1, kick on the end of 2, and kick on the downbeat of 4. So when we add in the extra snare and the extra floor tom, your count should sound like this. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. And of course it stays the same even if you increase in tempo. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Now, how do you play the snare and how do you play the floor? This is up to you. Sometimes I use one hand, sometimes I use 2. But the only reason why I can do that is because my hi-hat is free. I don't have to stay locked into the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and I don't have to do that. I can come down with 2 hands. That's the concept. I'm telling you, B, we're giving you good stuff here. You know what? Just check out the example. Check it out. Bet you it's dope. Bet you it's dope. Bet you it's dope. What'd I tell you? Yeah, no, you owe me money. I made a bet before I showed you that it was gonna be dope. You owe me money. I don't care if you already paid your membership. I don't care if you bought this as a lesson pack. I need more money, because you didn't believe me. Okay, third and final step. I mean, we're in the gospel section, so the 3 represent the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Well, yeah.
Now the third and final step is being a little bit more free with your kick drum. Now the foundation is still 1, the end of 2, and the downbeat of 4. You know, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now while keeping that foundation, the concept we use in church is just playing some extra kicks on top of that foundation. You know, some ba-booms. Maybe you want to put a ba-boom on the downbeat of 4, or maybe on the downbeat of 1, or even on the end of 2. It's up to you. So instead of just playing dum, 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 now you have stuff like dum, dum, da, dum, 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 da, dum, 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 da, dum, dum, da, dum, da, dum, 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 da, dum, 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 da, dum, dum. No, I'm not gonna tell you what I'm playing exactly note for note every single time. I'm just building on the foundation so I can expand on the concept. All right, so here's a quick example. I got my free hi-hat, I got my snare hitting twice, or maybe I might hit it once. Got my floor tom hitting twice, or maybe I might hit that once. But focus on the kicks, because that's the most important part in this example. Check it out.